We've all had those days that we wish we could forget. Yeah, I know I did. It was a normal day in my elementary school life. My mom had packed my favorite lunch, and I enjoyed the bus ride to school. Well, it was the perfect day until we got to the end of lunchtime. I had volunteered to roll around the milk carton cart and collect everyone's milk cartons. It was going as usual until I got to the popular girls' table. I was rolling the cart, and as I was trying to impress one of the girls by telling a joke or two, the milk carton cart's wheel got stuck in the sleeve of someone's jacket on the floor. Next thing you know, the whole cart trips over and milk goes flying all over the girls. Now, to me, it felt like time had froze, but for these girls, well, they couldn't be moving any faster. Milk was everywhere, in their hair, on their clothes, and even becoming a little sticky on their shoes. Where normally there would be tears running out of their eyes, well, there was milk. I ran out of the cafeteria, only for these girls to be my next class. So I knew I had to make light of the situation somehow. Then and there I said, "Hey there guys, it's your favorite Milk Dud." Get it? Milk Dud? The candy? Milk Dude? Well, me. Ugh. Anyways, looking back now, I know how important it was for me to have lightened up my catastrophic milk incident. But I've also discovered that the very coping mechanism of comedy can cause pain in itself by hiding behind it. Today's teenagers are facing much bigger issues than spilt milk, such as anxiety, loneliness, and depression, which all lead to poor mental health. Specifically, comedy is something that we often use as a cover to diffuse tensions in life situations, but it can often hide the true emotions of the person telling the joke. Using self-deprecating humor to reduce tensions is a contradictory statement, because diffusing tensions is a short-term solution, but hiding emotions behind these jokes you make will be a long-term problem. Many legendary comedians talk about how their careers in comedy have been a way for them to hide their pain rather than taking a minute to reflect on their pain. Robin Williams, one of the most beloved comedians and actors of our time, struggled with depression and addiction throughout his entire life. The world was absolutely shocked when they heard the news of his suicide, because Robin covered up his emotions of anxiety, loneliness, and depression so well through his unique comedic style. He used comedy as a way to deflect his emotions into the crowd, a way for him to embrace his vulnerability. In interviews, he spoke candidly about the battles and the need for actually seeking help, but of course, he hid his emotions behind his jokes. Now, in the fast-paced world that we live in today, I've noticed a lot of things that I've buried deep down and used jokes to deal with these issues. For example, I personally have had acne for a while, and every so often, someone makes a joke hoping to demean me. One time, someone said that a pimple I had looked like a hot air balloon, so I responded by saying, "I hope you're right, so I can fly out of this conversation." Now, at the time, it seemed like a win for me. Everyone started laughing, and the person who cracked the joke had just backed off. But later on, it hits me. Many of us say that we don't care about these remarks or comments that people make about us, but deep down, we really all take some sort of notice. It's that very idea that's formed my personality. A person who looks like he has no insecurities. Yeah, right. That seems great, but it forces me to uphold this confidence all the time. So, no pressure, right? But what really happens once we conceal our emotions as jokes? In the long term, being inauthentic and suppressing your emotions are two big effects of using comedy as a method of deflection. Inauthenticity relies on humor to conceal your emotions. And when you suppress these emotions, you constantly use humor to bury your feelings instead of addressing them and taking them on head first. This all leads back to our three big psychological issues: anxiety, loneliness, and depression. Have you ever heard the saying, don't cry over spilled milk? This 300-year-old sage wisdom is correct, in that looking back in life with worry, grief, and regret will certainly never change past events, like the milk cart in the cafeteria. And sometimes laughing it off now hurts louder later, like the milk cart in the cafeteria. Did you know annually every February 11th is officially Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day? Yes, seriously, it's a thing, it's a holiday. But rather than hijack a very little known holiday, more importantly, whenever you feel like you're hiding your emotions behind jokes, remember that maybe, just maybe, you should cry over spilled milk.